What's up, my Laker heads? You know who it is. It's your man Urban coming to you once again with some juicy information. I had to go out. I went to this lake and I need this net to go out and just fish. So I fished up some good stuff for you guys today. That's what I do. I try to get some information and bring it to you guys because I know a lot of you guys don't have time to search the web about what's going on with LA. You get on YouTube, you're hoping that you can hear some juicy gossip. So that's what I bring to you. And like I said, I'm your man Urban, and I want to share something to you that's basically concerning Luke Walton. And I found this article today, and this one is basically about Luke Walton stating that Lakers offseason news. Luke Walton shares his view on small ball. And I'm just going to share a little bit of it, but I'm going to also jump in and I'm going to also give you my point of view. Okay, when the Los Angeles Lakers hired Luke Walton as their new head coach, found their dismissal of Byron Scott, many wondered how the inexperienced head coach would have the team play. As Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr pointed out upon Walton's hiring, he may plan to bring his former team's style of play with him, but Walton will have to leave Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, and the rest of the players that make it so effective behind when he leaves for Los Angeles. Walton will still likely utilize some of the small ball tactics that are such a large part of what makes the Warriors so dangerous, but how often for how long remains an open question. In a future story on Draymond Green and Paul Flannery's always excellent Sunday shoot-around, Walton shares some of his thoughts on the style of play and how it can be just as dangerous for the team using it as the opponents if not deployed cautiously. And this is what Walton had to say. It's really physically draining to guard bigger people, assistant coach Luke Walton said. If it's a true center, we don't want to do it for too long because Draymond already playing 40 minutes as it is. Going back to my statement that I shared with another young brother I hit in the comment section when he said that the Warriors blew Cleveland out by 40 and they beat the Spurs. I shared with him the difference between OKC, the Spurs, and Cleveland. Moscow is okay, but he's not your average center. He's okay, but he's slow. He can't get up on the floor, doing certain tempos. San Antonio, they had different people playing center. So a lot of time they will go small ball. They have Aldridge playing center sometime. They have Duncan playing center sometime. And Duncan, he's pretty much up there in age. So run up down the floor, it's going to burn a lot out of his energy. So in retrospect to that, like I told the brother, I said OKC was a better matchup for him because of Adams. Now, if OKC would actually went more towards their bigs, this game we wouldn't be talking about it because the Warriors would be sitting home right now, and OKC would actually be in the finals. But that's a different story for a different time. Like I said before, Westbrook and KD was really the reason why they lost, even though they put them in the position to win. But at the same time, they also put him in the position to lose. KD was manhandled by Draymond Green when Draymond Green was on him. KD, weight-wise, could not manage with Draymond Green. Draymond Green was knocking this dude on the floor mostly every. If you just go watch the game, like I said before in one of my last videos, if you go watch the game, you can actually see KD mostly on the floor every game. And Westbrook was just uncontrollable. I mean, he was just like a wild hyena. He was just out there doing his thing, man. But he had some games 7 turnovers, 5 turnovers. That's too much for a point guard, especially a top 5 point guard. That's too much. He's too erratic. He's out of control. Brother could have slowed down and they could have beat the game. But like I said, that's a different time for a different story. But anyway, okay. And he goes on to say, if we had him wrestling with someone bigger than he is for a lot of the time we're wearing him down too much. We know how potent our small lineup is, but we try to use it in spurts to take advantage of them. The Warriors' depth lineup, you know why they call it depth lineup? Because how they just killing people. Featuring Green at center made light teams on fire offensively. But Walton is right to note that is able to outscore their opponents so effectively because of Green's ability to defend centers. It's pretty much awesome. Green is one of the best in the league at this tactic, but to grapple down low with a larger player all game will be taxing. Now here they go talk about the Lakers. The Lakers and 28 other teams don't have a player like Green on their roster. Julius Randle may be hoping Walton can help him develop along Draymond's path, but he is not close to that level defensively yet. Could the Lakers downsize and limit minutes anyway? Not really. Now this is what I shared before. That's why I tell people over and over again, Draymond Green is really the MVP of Golden State, because this guy can do it all. You know, he's like your versatility doomsday robot. I mean, the dude can rebound. For him to be 6'7", he also can get up there and block. He's one of the most aggressive defenders. He can pass. He can shoot. So he's the all-around type of prime animal. I mean, he's like a freaking saber-tooth, man. I mean, he does it all. And that's what makes Golden State so effective, because you got a guy that's 6'7" that can play all 5 positions. And he doesn't get enough character. No, I mean, he doesn't get enough acknowledgement like Chef Curry does. Same thing with Klay Thompson, but Draymond Green is that anchor. I'm telling you, he brings energy. He's like their voice. I mean, and like he's the one that pumps them up. He's the motivator of that team. He does it all. So with this being said, they say if they do, it will likely be Larry Nance Jr. playing a role of undersized center alongside Randle. But the two will both have to improve defensively in order to be used more together. Randle and Nance Jr. allow opponents to shoot 56.3% and 57.4% at the rim last season, respectively. Figure that it will have to tick downward in order not to terrorize as many points as they can hope to score. Just for comparisons, opposing teams shot just 46.6% at the rim against Green. The Lakers' young power forwards have a long way to go. Even with these issues, lineup featuring Randle and Nance Jr. playing alongside each other outscored opponents by 4.3 points per 100 possessions last season, according to NBA.com. That pairing played an extremely small sample size of 125 minutes last season, but Nance Jr.'s ability to space the floor a bit from mid-range could make it playable in the type of small stink Walton describes. Nance Jr. shot 40.3% from 16 to 24 feet last season, which is competent enough. Which is good enough that defense will have to stay near him and stretch themselves out, even if it won't have quite the same effect as Green capable of three-point shooting, unless Walton has Nance Jr. extend his range a bit. All of this is fun to speculate on for now, but we won't have any real answers for how the pairing looks under their new coach until Las Vegas Summer League, which I'm definitely going to be dropping the dime on those videos. Every time one leak, I will have something coming out for you guys in July, my perspective of what I seen on the floor, and I hope you guys be able to watch it too. In July, at the earliest still, it's interesting to hear Walton's philosophy on going small while we wait. With that being said, a lot of people already know, I already shared as well. I believe Julius Randle, that's the reason why I say it, because Philadelphia most likely will get Ben Simmons. We're going to probably most likely get Ingram. Regardless of all the other reports out there with Bender and all them other guys, they're going to get Ingram. I mean, that'd be the most logical answer to do. If they go get somebody else, I'm going to slap myself in the face and pour fish scales all over my head, because I don't know what them things I'm thinking about. But anyway, Randle, I believe Randle is going to be more used like Draymond Green, like they said, if Randle, pick up on his defense, because that's like the biggest problem with Randle, his defense and his shooting ability. So with that being said, I don't know, that's why I'm saying I'm hoping that we get Whiteside, because if we get Whiteside, it makes it that much more easier for us, because we don't really have to run small ball, but we can still use the triangle motion offense more effectively. Because if you think about it, Walton said it in his own comments. He said Draymond Green playing a much quality center, it makes it much harder for them to run that small ball. But when they run against a lot of these teams that got these B- type of centers, or I'm not gonna say B-, I'm gonna say C- type of centers. You know what I mean? Centers that really just out there and not really holding their weight. They can do that with these centers. They can get away with that. But like somebody like Boogie Cousins, Whiteside, Dwight Howard, let me see, who else? Jordan. These type of centers, he can't get away with that. The only problem with these centers is that you also got to keep in mind is this: they can't hit free throws. You know what I mean? So, and they not really used offensively like a lot of these other centers besides Boogie Cousins. So in retrospect of that, like I said before, the small ball, Luke Walton don't really think it will work because of the simple fact that they don't have a Steph Curry yet type of player, which we know that D'Angelo Russell most likely probably gonna wind up being that player because he can basically bang the jumper, he can make shots off the dribble and all that. Draymond Green, I believe that if Randall actually get in the gym and work on his offensive game, also work on his shots. Now, like I said before, the two big things about Randall is his jump shooting and his defensive breakdown. Um, Offensive skill wise, his low post move, he needed just like polish it up a little bit, but it's not too bad, especially because he's a lefty, so it's not too bad. But one thing I can say about that Randall, he's not that far from Draymond Green, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. Number one, he got handles. I know a lot of y'all guys seen him in Kentucky. He showed that also here in the NBA this season. Matter of fact, remember the game when he had 10 assists? Remember when he was bringing the ball down? Okay. So, like I said, he got the potential to be a Draymond Green. The only thing about it, he's 6'9". And actually, if y'all guys go back and remember when they played in the summer league, remember he manhandled Draymond Green. Remember he was yelling out, "This dude can't play me." But yeah, Draymond Green got him back in the regular season. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I believe that Julius Randle's ceiling can be much higher than Draymond Green. Why? Because he has a lot to grow on. He's still young. You know what I mean? And this is really his first year playing a whole season NBA. And he's a double-double machine. Draymond Green is not really a double-double machine. And it all depends on the way the offense run, because the reason why Draymond Green gets a lot of rebounds, because they take a lot of jump shots. See what I'm saying? So if your teams take a lot of jump shots, there's going to be a lot of balls hitting the rim, bouncing way out where a guy can get the rebound like that. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I just want to let you guys know that let's be excited. It's your boy Irvin coming to you once again with some fishing news that I fished up out of the lake. And if somebody got a frying pan, please start it burning for me so I can drop some old fish in there and bring some more juicy gossip to you guys. With that being said, I want y'all to also check out my man Mike from Lakers Talk. If you haven't already, subscribe. Check that brother out. He's bringing content all the time. Check out my man Eddie Starr. He's constantly dropping stuff out. Also follows two brothers on Twitter. Also check out my man Laker Nation. Stay tuned. He got a couple videos he just dropped out recently, so definitely check these guys out. Like I said, we are the Laker community, and we're here for you guys to constantly bring y'all gossip and scoop. Like, share, subscribe, get in the comment section. Hit me up. Let me know what you think.